Woo! What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ben Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Woo! As I'm driving out to work, I wanted to, particularly talk about my concerns and my assessment of Russell Westbrook. And I'll tell you what I saw in that game against the Minnesota Timberwolves was absolutely the definition of who he is as a basketball player. And I'm telling you right now, I have been seeing a lot of people finally going in on Russell Westbrook, and it's going in a way where pretty much it's validation of who he is as a basketball player. Now, I want to make this very, very clear. I am not insulting him as a man, as a father, or any of that nonsense. So let me say that off the bat. This is all basketball-related criticism. And the truth of the matter is, Russell Westbrook is the worst decision maker in basketball today. I'm dead serious when I keep saying that. I'm not saying that out of hyperbole. I'm saying it because the guy continuously keeps proving why he makes terrible decisions with the basketball in his hands. He takes terrible shots, and he doesn't take accountability to the mistakes he makes on the basketball court. I mean, even during his MVP year, when he was the sole option in OKC, he was still averaging about 3.5 to 4 turnovers a game. This year, with the Denver Nuggets, he's averaging about 3.3 turnovers per game. So he's continuously doing the same stuff that he's been doing throughout his entire career. And you got to think about this from this perspective. He has played with some of the greatest players of his generation. He played with Kevin Durant and James Harden. He played with Paul George, right? And he played with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, all right? Yeah, he was basically doing very well when he was the sole option, but he was taking a lot of dumb shots. More importantly, he was forcing up bad turnovers, right? And more importantly, he kept making mistake after mistake after mistake to the point where it just became embarrassing. So let's get to the chase here. What I saw in Minnesota last night, actually in Denver against Minnesota, was an absolute embarrassment. Listen, you're up by a point in double overtime, right? You take a contested layup when all you had to do, when there was one defender back, all you had to do was pull it out and let the clock burn and make them foul you, right? Because you had the victory right in your hands. Instead, you take a layup and you missed it completely. Then you basically made the mistake even further by basically fouling Nickeil Alexander-Walker on a three-point attempt with the clock running down, and they were down by a point. So basically, you made 2 bad mistakes in the double overtime. Then prior to that, you had 2 traveling violations in the first overtime. Like, I really don't understand why people keep defending this dude on the basketball court. The man keeps making mistake after mistake after mistake. And I don't want to hear this notion about, oh, he's basically got a lot of heart, man. Why you keep hating on the man because he's doing no effort? Bro, I don't care about that effort and heart stuff. Say that hyperbole elsewhere. Gosh, I had a lot of brothers keep telling me that, oh my God, why you keep hating on this man? Because this guy makes mistake after mistake, and it drives me absolutely nuts. Listen, I don't understand where he is as a basketball player. He's not the same player that he once was. But at some point in time, you're averaging about 20 to 25 minutes a game, and you're still turning the ball over 3.5 to 4 times a game. Like, at some point, you're going to have to start realizing that you got to start using more court awareness on the floor. You're going to have to start thinking the game out a little bit more instead of just relying on the same old athleticism and ability that you previously had when you were in OKC. And I think that people need to start realizing that. And here's the other thing, too, that really, made me shake my head. It was after the game when Russell Westbrook pretty much gave the game away to the Timberwolves. When he literally ran straight towards the tunnel. And then some fan, confronts him and say, hey, what you were doing, you keep messing up. You suck, this and that. And then he comes in there and confronts the fan. Same thing he did when back in Utah, right? This guy is basically, he can't handle criticism, all right? Now, I do understand where baseball people can be derogatory in terms of their comments, so I get that aspect. But seriously, when people keep asking you why you keep making the same mistake over and over again and you refuse to answer the question, that tells me more about you than anything else. That you're a type of guy that is too soft to handle the criticism of your basketball play. That really is what it comes down to. Why do you think that many people in Los Angeles were getting tired and frustrated of the things that Russell Westbrook was doing, and why LeBron had to do a lot more? It's because Russell Westbrook keeps taking dumb shots and always keeps forcing the issue and make dumb decisions with the basketball in his hands. I mean, at some point, a lot of you guys that were defending Russell Westbrook, and a lot of my LDBC brethren that defended the man, a lot of you guys are going to have to start waking up and realizing that Russell Westbrook is not a top-notch decision maker. He makes dumb decisions with the basketball in his hands. And until you start realizing that, you'll be better off. And so, Russell Westbrook proved once again why he is the worst decision maker in the NBA today. And why he keeps getting opportunities after opportunity when it should have been a lot of younger players in that position where he's at now doesn't make a lot of sense. So, Russell Westbrook is going to have a reality check. He's going to have a reality moment where he's going to have to realize, I got to start thinking the game out more. And he's going to have to start, making better decisions with the ball in my hands. Because if I continuously keep doing the same thing that I've been doing, I may not get another opportunity to play in the league anymore. Self-awareness has to kick in for Russell Westbrook. And until it does, he's going to continue to do the same stuff over and over again to the point where he may not have another job in the NBA. And I hope that that's not the case, but it's leading towards that direction. So, I'm just tired of this notion about defending Russell Westbrook all the time because the man doesn't deserve any level of defense for his play on the basketball court. He deserves his defense when it comes to outside stuff. But in terms of basketball-related conversations, this is where I'm keeping it where it's at. Russell Westbrook is a terrible decision maker, and his IQ is very, very low. I mean, the fact that you basically took an open layup instead of pulling the ball out when you had the game one in hand, and then you foul on a three-point shot with the clock running down makes no sense to me. And it's just, unfortunately, the self-awareness has not kicked in from him yet. And it may not happen, and it may will, who knows. But self-awareness has to kick in for Russell Westbrook. And a lot of the coaches need to be aware about how they're going to try to utilize Russell Westbrook. Because right now, the way that he's playing, I mean, he had a good stretch, in the middle of the season. But now, he's doing the same stuff that he's been doing over and over again. And it's just frustrating. So, that's all I got to say about it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. With that, I'm out. Peace.